Yeah, so the first thing that I did was get really clear on the specific user persona of who we were solving for. And it was 5 different user personas, and I really described who those people were. So, and I used real people in my life. So it was like Warren Jones, you know, native of Jersey, grew up with New York culture, has a job at this company, went to this HBCU, cares about this, wants to think about that. And we really got into the weeds on who we're solving for. And it was very, very specific. It wasn't even just like all Black people between these ages. No, I was like very specific. And then from there, I started to curate content and actually had a newsletter, which was like the first version of Blavity. Our MVP was a newsletter that went out every week, and I use that data to inform what type of content we should be making and what kind of stories we should be telling. It was a huge kind of aha moment for me that's like, wow, I can use the same patterns, the same methodology, the same mindset that so many companies have used to innovate for an audience that's underserved, that I'm uniquely positioned to succeed in. And that was the beginning of kind of the mindset that I was having. I think that's really important for early entrepreneurs is don't get tied so much to the product that you're bringing to market, because that will change and it should change because technology evolves, the market evolves. You should constantly be reevaluating and kind of iterating on your product solution to the market that you're solving for. And I think for any entrepreneur and small business owner, when you're thinking about how you want to tell the story, it's actually really good to have a point of view, right? And your point of view may isolate some people, but we don't need all the people. We just need, right, some
Yeah.
people. So it's better to overserve that specific audience and speak to them, have a point of view, have a personality. You know, people should be able to see your email, take off your name from the email, read it, and know that it's coming from you. When our team stays true to our core audience, we do much better. I think as we've gotten more successful and we've scaled to millions and millions of users per day reading our content and interacting with the content on social, it becomes easy to start to veer to your left or veer to your right because you see opportunity. And in those moments where we've kind of gone out of scope of who our core, users are, that's when, people start to not be aligned, where marketing messages start to not feel like genuine or authentic, where, you can tell when we're veering off course because we're actually true to our target audience and consistent and unapologetic about it. What it does is actually winds up attracting everyone else because they come to us because it is honest and authentic and unapologetic. So people want that. They want to know what's going on from a young Black person's perspective. And that actually makes us stronger and helps push us further on our mission because it requires all of us to care about one another, for us to move forward as a community. Absolutely listen to your audience. I think for me and for Blavity Inc. as kind of a larger portfolio of brands, our next and most successful moves have always been a reflection of what was kind of obvious. For me, it was really looking at the full life cycle and listening to what people needed, as opposed to, our best ideas are often the ones that are brought to us from our community than me just like sitting in LA and trying to decide, well, what should we do next?
Yeah.
That doesn't really work out so well. Email is very important because email is, I always have this challenge with building my audience on someone else's platform.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of companies have learned that the hard way. And the various platforms are always going to solve for themselves, as businesses should. I want people's emails because at any given moment, if we need to move people from one platform to the other, I need to be able to do that. And if I'm dependent on one platform, they're never going to make it easy for me to move my people over to some other place, right? And so I think email, no matter what your business is, you want to make sure that you have access to your customer, that you can email them and reach all of them within 5 minutes. I like my time to reflect my goals, and in order to do that, I have to track it. So that's how I also monitor how things are going. And then, so I look at the last week and then I look at the week ahead. I think what's important about this is that you have to measure it's just like a science experiment. You have to measure at every single step what the change is that you're making and if it's working or not, and not have an ego about if it's not working, right? And just look at what is the data telling you. When you're looking at benchmarks, I'd also add, it's like, there's general benchmarks out there, but one of the cool things about Constant Contact and many other companies, tell us for this type of industry, this is your benchmark, right? It's not just what's the general open rate, right? It's like 4 people doing this type of thing for this type of customer. This is the benchmark for your open rate, right? And so really, data can be intimidating, but it also could be your best friend. I think with every down economy and every kind of challenging moment, there's always a space for innovation. And as the people on this call, the people who are watching this video, you are all innovators because you made a decision to build something because you saw a gap in the market. I started my business with an email list. And part of it was out of practicality, like I couldn't afford to do the other things, but also it gave me a chance to build a one-to-one relationship with my target user and my target audience without having to ask permission from any other platform to get access or in front of them every day or every week. And I think it's so important, no matter what your business is, restaurant, cafe, doctor's office, hair salon, whatever, like you need a way to reach your customer in 5 minutes. And if you don't have that capability, then you're just missing out and somebody else will.
Anyone can have a great idea. Not everyone has the guts or the grit to make it happen. But you do. And now you've got to figure out how to get the world as excited about your idea as you are. But you don't have time to make sense of it all. At Constant Contact, that's what we do. And it's why we're expanding, big time, into a full-service online platform for all things marketing. Need an awesome-looking website with e-commerce built in? Now, we've got a tool for that. Trying to find new customers? We've got a tool for that, too. We'll help you grow your audience, reach your social media goals, and a whole lot more. And we've still got the best email marketing tool out there. That'll never change. Plus, unlike other companies who leave you to figure it out on your own, we've got hundreds of marketing advisors who are just a call or chat away to help when you get stuck. And every day, our team is working hard to add more features and tools to help your ideas succeed. With Constant Contact, you've got a game plan because you've got what it takes. You've got this. You've got us.